I came across this unusual device in the basement of the physics department. The center disc is made of glass and there's a piece of blue fabric attached to it. Does anyone know what this might be or what it was used for? This device is an electrostatic generator, a machine designed to produce static electricity using the triboelectric effect. Machines like this, including the Wimshurst and Bonetti generators, were invented in the 18th century and became widely used in physics laboratories and classrooms throughout the 19th and early 20th centuries. The way it worked was simple. As the glass disc rotated, it rubbed against the blue fabric, creating friction and generating an electrical charge. That charge was then collected in different parts of the apparatus, typically stored in Leyden jars or similar capacitors. Once enough charge built up, the machine could release it as a visible spark or be used to demonstrate other electrical experiments. I found this lightweight silver scoop with a Bakelite handle in an Italian villa. The design is quite ornate, and while it might have been used for ashes, it doesn't really show signs of wear. It feels too small to be practical for most purposes. Does anyone know what it was actually used for? The item you found is a vintage silver-plated table butler scoop, a utensil used in formal dining settings during the early to mid-20th century. These scoops were designed to remove crumbs from the table between courses, helping maintain cleanliness and proper etiquette throughout the meal. The Bakelite handle suggests it was made between the 1920s and 1940s, when Bakelite was a popular choice for utensil handles because of its durability and ease of molding. Such tools were standard in wealthy European households, especially in Italy and France, where formal dining customs placed great emphasis on refinement and presentation. I found this large vessel in the basement of an old psychiatric hospital. It has openings on both sides of a concrete wall with heavy steel doors, each about 5 feet by 5 feet. One of the gauges on the side is labeled Ammonia. The hospital was built in the late 1800s. Does anyone know what it is? What you found is a large autoclave, most likely used to sterilize mattresses, bedding, and other hospital equipment. Autoclaves like this were an essential part of medical facilities in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, especially in large institutions such as psychiatric hospitals, where controlling the spread of disease was critical. The massive steel doors and the chamber size, about 5 feet square, show that it was designed to handle bulky items in large quantities. The gauge-marked ammonia points to its role in the sterilization process. Ammonia could be introduced to raise the pH and improve the effectiveness of disinfectants, while also having the advantage of evaporating without leaving harmful residues. Machines of this kind used pressurized steam, chemicals, or a combination of both to destroy bacteria and pathogens. Dear viewers, if you enjoy our videos, please subscribe to the channel and give this one a thumbs up. It influences the YouTube algorithm and the video gets promoted more effectively. Thank you. I found a set of heavy metal cups that nest inside each other among my grandfather's belongings. The set includes 7 cups and a container to store them. They feel quite heavy. Does anyone know what they were used for? The heavy metal cups you found are a set of nested cup weights, a design primarily used by merchants for measuring coins and precious metals. These sets were especially common in Europe during the 17th century, with many of them produced in Nuremberg, a Bavarian city well known for its skilled artisans and thriving trade. Each cup in the set was precisely calibrated, with the smaller ones weighing half as much as the next larger cup. The cups were designed to fit neatly inside one another, and the outer container, sometimes called the house, was made to equal the total combined weight of the set. This system allowed merchants to carry an entire range of standardized weights in a compact, portable form. I recently inherited this heavy cast iron device from my grandfather. The roller handle has the year 1880 engraved on it, and the instructions say to place it on a stove. There's also a removable metal piece underneath the roller. Does anyone know what this item was used for? What you have is a crimping or fluting iron, a Victorian-era household tool designed to create decorative pleats and crimps in fabric. These devices were especially popular in the late 19th century, when intricate textures were highly fashionable in women's clothing, particularly in collars, cuffs, ruffles, and dresses. The way it worked was simple but effective. The removable metal plate was placed on a stove to heat up. Once hot, it was positioned under the roller, and fabric would be carefully fed between the heated plate and the ribbed roller. By pressing and rolling the cloth through, it produced sharp, durable pleats that held their shape. The first patents for fluting irons appeared in the United States and Europe in the 1870s and 1880s. One well-known manufacturer was Shepherd Hardware Company of Buffalo, New York, which became recognized for producing high-quality mechanical fluting irons. These irons were widely used by seamstresses, laundresses, and homemakers, who frequently needed to maintain the crisp, fashionable look of garments worn by the middle and upper classes. I inherited this tool from my grandfather, who was a carpenter, so I assume it's related to woodworking. Does anyone know what it might have been used for? This tool is a dowel maker, used by carpenters to create smooth, round wooden dowels. Dowels were an essential part of traditional woodworking, providing strong, hidden joints in furniture and other projects. To operate it, a square or slightly oversized piece of wood was placed into the tool. As the wood passed through, a sharp blade shaved it down into a perfectly round dowel. The rotating disc with multiple openings allowed the craftsman to select different diameters, making it possible to produce dowels to fit a variety of needs. Tools like this became popular in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, before factory-made dowels were widely available. I bought this scissors-like tool at a flea market years ago. At first I thought it might be an oyster opener, but it clearly isn't. Does anyone know what it is? What you purchased is a vintage umbilical clamp, dating back to the late 19th century. This medical tool was used during childbirth to stop bleeding from the blood vessels in the umbilical cord after it was cut. The design is symbolic. Many of these clamps were shaped like a stork, a traditional figure associated with bringing babies. While it may look decorative, the form carried both cultural meaning and practical use. At that time, such instruments were typically crafted from durable metals, and some were even made of solid silver. By the 20th century, medical practice shifted to disposable plastic clamps, which were safer and easier to sterilize. Today, antique versions like yours are rare collectibles and can be valued at several $100s, especially if they are in good condition. I found this unusual tool in a drawer of an old house. It's about 5 inches long with a decorative handle made of either wood or fancy plastic. One end has a threaded, removable metal prong. Does anyone know what this tool was used for? This tool is a vintage Warren cutlery carving tool designed for woodworking or leatherworking. Warren Cutlery, founded in 1927, became known for producing high-quality tools with interchangeable blades. The decorative handle, made from fine wood or composite material, and the threaded, removable prong were part of a system that allowed craftsmen to attach different blades for various tasks. The removable prong served as the locking mechanism for the blade attachments, making the tool versatile and adaptable. Sets like this were widely used by wood carvers and leather workers who needed precision and flexibility in their work. What is this lightweight, teardrop-shaped wooden object with 3 small legs that I found in a curio cabinet? What you found is most likely a small display stand, probably made to hold a jade or another decorative figure. Stands like this were common in collections, especially in the early 20th century, such as the Chinese jade goose collection from the 1930s. The teardrop shape and 3 small legs allowed the object placed on top to be elevated and displayed more elegantly. I came across this small metal cube, about 1 inch on each side, with various indentations of different sizes on every face. It looks like it's made of brass or copper. Does anyone know what it might have been used for? What you have is a dapping block, a tool widely used in jewelry making and metalworking. Dapping blocks are usually made from brass or steel and feature multiple indentations of different sizes. These indentations allow jewelers to shape, dome, or curve metal pieces by placing them into the depressions and striking them with a dapping punch. The variety of indentations provides flexibility for working with different sizes of metal, making it possible to create domed beads, curved components, or other rounded shapes used in jewelry. Small blocks like this were practical for detailed work and have been standard tools in workshops for generations. While helping a friend clean out his grandfather's old barn, I came across this heavy cast iron tool. It has 2 curved arms shaped like hooks and a central pivot that allows them to open and close when pressure is applied. It looks like it was made to grip or lift something heavy. Does anyone know what it is? The item you found is a grapple, designed to be securely attached to a beam or rafter. This tool was part of a larger hay handling system that was commonly used in barns during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. According to United States Patent Number 100,330, issued to William Bragg on March 1, 1870, its primary function was to serve as a fixed anchor point to support lifting mechanisms for hay bales and other heavy loads. The self-closing design provided a dependable grip, improving both efficiency and safety when moving large quantities of hay. While its main use was agricultural, the design could also be adapted for other heavy lifting tasks, such as handling ice blocks or logs, making it a versatile piece of farm equipment in its time. This machine was passed down to me from my late grandfather. It has a crank with a wooden handle that spins a large gear and can be locked with a metal pin. The device is mostly made of metal and mounted on a wooden base, measuring about 8 by 16 inches. Does anyone know what it was used for? This device is a hand-cranked cutting machine, most likely used for slicing materials such as tobacco or for cutting straw, and stalks into chaff for feeding animals. The crank with the wooden handle moves a blade up and down, and with each stroke, a pawl on the large cogwheel advances the gear slightly. This mechanism allowed for steady, rhythmic cutting. Machines like this became common in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, when both tobacco preparation and small-scale farming required efficient tools. I found this metal cylinder weighing about 8 to 10 ounces and measuring around 6 inches in length. Can anyone help identify what it might be? What you found is most likely a time capsule. According to an update later shared by the original poster on Reddit, this cylinder was part of a time capsule buried in June 1970 and unearthed in 2020 on the courthouse lawn in East Tennessee. The capsule itself was a pine coffin sealed inside a concrete vault, buried by a group of local business leaders along with a few local historians. When the cylinder was opened, it contained a paper listing the names of those who had buried the capsule 50 years earlier. Today, this piece is displayed in the local library where the poster works as director, and it remains one of the few surviving relics from that 1970 time capsule. I found this leather pouch with soft, circular cushions on the inside. The outside looks like pleather, similar to a wallet, while the inside is lined with a velvety material. Any idea what it might be used for? What you found is a glasses case designed for storing eyeglasses. The padded circular sections inside are shaped to hold the lenses securely, while the temples extend out through the back of the case. The pleather exterior and velvety interior help protect the glasses from scratches and damage. The strap with a latch and the loop attachment were added for convenience, allowing the case to be clipped to a bag or belt, so the glasses could be carried safely and kept close at hand. In the last video, I asked you to identify this bronze-colored keychain item. It's a metal lid opener designed for opening snuff or dip cans. I really appreciate everyone who shared their guesses in the comments. It helps the video reach more people and allows the channel to grow. Now I want to invite you to identify another unusual object. This metal tennis racket has a hook on the back and is attached to a long chain with a ball at the end. It looks like some kind of merchandise, but what are the hook and the chain with the ball for? Leave your guesses in the comments and I'll reveal the answer in the next video. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you found it interesting. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm and lets more people discover the channel. Thanks again, and see you next time.